I've been working on a new experiment lately where I kind of had a thought before of like there's all these like heat sensitive nutrients in different foods, like mainly like potatoes, um and it's like but it's like you can't just eat raw potatoes. It doesn't, you don't digest it properly, right? So I thought, okay, well, it's kind of unfortunate you always have to cook away these heat sensitive nutrients like vitamin C and folate and the other B vitamins, right? And in potatoes specifically, or but like foods in general, right? And I was thinking about it, and it's like, okay, well, it would be great if you could just drink raw potato juice. And I was thinking about it, and I came to the conclusion that I can make fermented raw potatoes and into a drink. And I thought a lot about it, and the recipe I think I've come to is I have like a starter culture from a previous ferment already made. So I have a jar, and I fill it up with backwash up to here, and then I put two peeled potatoes in here, and then a root vegetable. Like I want to try parsnips, but I haven't yet. But I've tried, I think carrots work pretty well. I tried a turnip, which is lower sugar, but like lower, like free sugars. But a turnip just left kind of a weird taste. Um, so I think I've landed on carrots are probably a good like complement. I don't know. You don't need to put anything more than just potatoes in them. I just figured I could add a little bit of flavor to it. And to add more flavor, I'm also putting like hibiscus in it, like one hibiscus flower, like a dried petal, whatever, right? And then to and then lemon, just a little bit of lemon juice also helps. And I was thinking really hard about it because like the backwash plus the potatoes plus the lemon juice make it very acidic, and it's important because you don't want um because you want to keep it at like just lactobacillus and maybe a few other bacteria, and you want to kill off the non-acid tolerant bacteria, right? And so it's an anaerobic acidic environment, high starch with a bit of sugars, right? A bit of sucrose, glucose, fructose, especially from the carrot. And but like the potato has some too. The lemon juice has a little bit too. And um so I started, this is like I think my fourth or fifth now. And at first I just chucked in, I did the potato, I did the lemon juice, I did more lemon juice at first. At now I'm realizing I don't think I actually need much lemon juice because like potatoes are pretty naturally acidic, and that backwash is already acidic too. Um, but at first, I bought all these sources of beneficial probiotics, which so the kefir, sourdough bread, kombucha tea. There was this weird soda thing with some bacteria in it, and I feel like there was one more thing, but I forget. But I felt like mainly that kombucha tea and the sourdough, because the kombucha tea, what I'm making is kind of like kombucha tea. It's a liquid, and then the sourdough especially has that bacteria. Theoretically, might have some bacteria in it that ferments starches. Now, sourdough is cooked, so like, and so I mean like cooked sourdough from the store. It should be cooked, so it shouldn't have very much bacteria in it. But I chucked it in anyway. It would probably be better if I started with um, raw sourdough dough, but whatever. But this is like my fifth ferment now, and so it's pretty good, right? So it's starting to form its own bacterial culture, and each ferment seems to be kind of evolving over time because my end goal is the starch digesting lactic acid bacteria, which I didn't even think existed. Um, because I didn't even know which bacteria even digest starch. I thought Clostridium did, which produces mainly like ethanol, butanol, and acetate. So I thought that's what would happen. But as I was doing research, I guess there are lactic acid bacteria that can break down starch. That being said, in this, because I change it every 3 days, um, it's probably not even digesting that much starch. It might be digesting the sugars. But the thing is, this tastes good, in my opinion. You would think it would taste really gross with like raw potato juice. Honestly, to me, it tastes amazing. This is watered down. This is like half water. Um, but it's very acidic, but in a good way, right? Kind of like lemonade, and like yeah, it has like a unique kind of taste. Yeah, it's very, but it's very. So what happens at first? It releases a lot of gases. I'm assuming carbon dioxide, maybe a bit of hydrogen, right? Um, because I can see it. It's not like as much as like a yeast alcohol fermentation would be, but it's definitely producing gases. Um, and so that's good because it makes it even more anaerobic, right? And then, so, but the end product, I can definitely taste that dissolved CO2 inside the liquid, right? The ferment. But this specific one came out kind of slimy, which I hadn't experienced that before. So, like I said, it's kind of evolving over time. Um, there must be, I was looking it up, there's some bacteria that's less acid tolerant, but it will produce chains of glucose. I think it was called like dextrin or something. And it's actually a prebiotic. So as you drink it, it actually feeds beneficial bacteria in your gut, which obviously this is amazing for your gut. It has dissolved starches that bacteria can digest. It has, you know, um, all the sorts of like probiotics. It has that dextrin now. Awesome, right? Um, so I think this is good, and I like, but it should theoretically have all these vitamins, right? And the thing is, you might be asking, well, do you just throw away the potatoes afterwards? That's the thing. Like, I'm still eating the whole potato because before I put it in here, because let me get the one I just made. Because I just made this like a few hours ago, and so it's not fermenting yet. But you can see I put the potato cubes in here, the carrot, and it's red from the hibiscus. And it's a little. This is more water than normal. I guess my potatoes were kind of small, but usually I use 2 potatoes, 1 carrot. So usually it goes a little bit further up, but whatever. So what I do when I make this, I take the old one, I chuck it in a pot, the old potato cubes, I chuck it in a pot, and then I peel the potatoes that go in here. Those potato peels go in the same pot. So I make this. I added some water, some olive oil. I kind of boiled the potatoes for a bit, add some seasoning. I don't mind this. It tastes a little weird because I don't care about the seasoning as closely. So it just kind of tastes like oily because the ferment doesn't really give like a savory flavor. So it's like you use lemonade to make a soup. It tastes weird, but I like that stuff. But I think it's cool. I think it's awesome. Like the only thing I can think of that would be a problem is listeria, because listeria does grow in soil. So if you had an unwashed potato and you had the skin on, you just chucked it in a ferment, the the listeria might grow. But from what I understand, listeria usually likes proteins to grow in, and that's probably why raw milk is the stereotype about being a listeria risk. This has very little protein. Carrots have almost no proteins. Potatoes are like, I think, 6% of their calories from protein, so they have some proteins in them. And that's partly the skin too. This has no skin. So the flesh might only be like 4% of their calories from protein. It really shouldn't be much because root vegetables don't have a lot of protein. And that's a good thing in this scenario. Um, so I don't think there's much of a listeria risk because it has more folate in it, vitamin C in it. I think there is an angle where like pregnant women or young children could drink this theoretically, and then but like I don't know if that, because I haven't scientifically tested it and I haven't been doing it for very long. I've only been doing it for like 2 weeks. So I wouldn't know the listeria risk in it, but I would argue it's pretty low. Obviously, I'm not going to go around being like going up to pregnant women being like, you should drink this. But I think I've discovered something. I think I'm going to continue doing this for quite a while, if not maybe my entire life, because I think this tastes good. If I have the time to cook the skins and the used up flesh, then I think I'm going to continue making this because I mean, it's a source of vitamin C, so like that's awesome, and I think this tastes awesome. That's all. I'll make an update video if something changes.